I am Kendra Bracken-Ferguson. I am the creator and executive producer of Test and Invest Media with our first show, Test and Invest Beauty. So I want to start with this. Have you ever wished that you could invest in a brand that you loved? Right? Maybe it's a brand you use every day. Maybe it's a brand that your friend uses and you were like, I wish I could invest in this. A lot of times people say invest in Apple, invest in, this, invest in that, invest in all these different platforms, but very rarely do they say, come and invest in beauty with me. And so we're doing something that's never been done before. I have worked with founders for the majority of my career. I started in PR. I was the first director of digital media at Ralph Lauren. And then I met my first business partner, a woman named Karen Rabinovitz. And we didn't know each other very long, but I called her. I actually texted her one Saturday and she immediately called me and I said, I want to start this company. And she said, me too. Let's call it Digital Brand Architects. And so that was my first bout. We became one of the first agencies to really manage bloggers as talent. This is in 2010. So before YouTube and Pinterest and all the channels, we were supporting literally bloggers, as it were, helping to build their brands from the very beginning. So you can take pictures of yourself, but is there a brand that you want to build? Is there an idea that you have? Like there has to be more than that. And so that's what really started my love and journey of working with founders. And since then, I have co-founded 4 companies. I've had exits from 2. I raised a $15 million venture fund called Brain Trust Funds with my co-founder, and we invested in 12 beauty and wellness brands. And through all of that, I kept thinking like, there has to be a way to democratize the way that people invest. And what I found, which is very interesting, is that whenever we raised money for DBA, I thought that literally we were going to be on private planes, which we were, but that wasn't the point. We were going to be in board meetings and I was going to learn so many things, right? But it wasn't the type of investor relationship that I thought it was going to be. And so when I went to raise the fund, it was really this moment of saying, I want to be the type of investor that I didn't have, that I know that founders need, that I know that founders want, and that can really make or break your business. Let's be honest. When you bring people into your company, your vision, you have to make room for their ideas, their thoughts, especially if they are investing in you. So we wanted to take it one step further. We wanted to say, how can we give more people the chance to invest? Because I'll tell you right now, as a venture capitalist who raised millions of dollars and trying to walk into rooms and trying to meet people and trying to pitch an idea, so many times you weren't invited if you didn't have the money or if you simply just didn't know what an accredited investor is. And so the thought of democratizing it, that anyone listening right now, anybody who is on YouTube, anybody who's in the world, anybody who's doing anything, who loves a beauty brand and wants to invest in them can. So let's get into it. I had this concept for Test and Invest about 4 years ago, and I called my co-creator and co-executive producer, Fred Collins, who has also invested in many things with me. And I said, I want to do the show. And he immediately was like, I get it. I'm in it. I've invested in like 20 brands myself. Like, let's go. And so we went out to a few founders that we work with, that we have been helping to build their brands, that we've been watching them from afar, brands that we love. And we were like, join us for Test Invest Beauty. Not only do you get to learn about their stories, yes, you get to learn everything. We've got some great stories to tell, but you get to shop their products. So we're going to come back on here and we're going to be doing demos. We're going to be going to the store so you can see how they're selling, really getting behind the scenes so that you can shop. Yes, you can shop in real time. You can buy their products. You can support them. And then you can invest. So the beauty of this is, like I said, if you didn't have that check, if you didn't know that person, you weren't getting invited. Now everyone is invited. There is a seat at the table for you. I like to say it's similar to Shark Tank, only you get to invest. It's not left to the sharks to decide who gets investment. And you're sitting there buying the product, spending your money, but not participating in the upside. So we want to share co-ownership with you. We want you to love the founders, see how they're building their brands, shop the products, and literally get to invest with us. So we bring the founders, we showcase the products, you shop, and you invest. And it doesn't get any better than that. So let me ask you another question. Have you ever bought a product and thought, oh my gosh, this brand is going to blow up? This brand is amazing. This brand, this brand, this brand. And then you grab your phone and you're trying to go into, Robinhood and all these different sites, but the brand may not be there yet because maybe the brand hasn't grown enough. They're not a $1 billion brand. Some of these brands are getting to their first million. Some of these brands are past that, but they're not necessarily in the circles of which you, as the person listening to this, or just in your beauty closet thinking about what you can invest in, would have access. So we're giving you access. We are giving you the access so that you can participate and you get to follow along as we go into the manufacturing, as we look at products, as we go into retail. So you are really invited to join us. Okay, so here's what's going to be happening on our channel. If you're following, if you're subscribing, you already see that we're sharing great videos from our trailer. Make sure you watch our trailer. Our trailer is fantastic. That is a small sneak peek. I'm telling you, a small sneak peek of what's to come. There are so many things in store for you. We'll have real founders, we'll have real products, and you will be able to join us. Wefunder is our partner. So we've got a fantastic financially backed and savvy platform so that you can invest. And that's how it works. You get to participate in something that's amazing. We're going to break down the business. We're going to walk you through how you actually invest. So part of this is, and I just had somebody invest who's a first-time investor. And I was talking to her and she's like, I've always wanted to invest. I haven't really figured out how to do it. And at this point in my life, I'm not accredited. So to be an accredited investor, you have to make $250,000, if not more, annually, and it has to be consistent. And so through Wefunder, we bypass that. It can be an unaccredited investor, which opens this up to so many more people. That means everybody, whether it's $5. Yes, I said $5. You have your $5 and you're like, I am going to invest this whether you have $10,000, $1 million, you can participate, no red tape. It's amazing. When does that ever happen? So we're going to break down the business for you because you need to know as an investor, especially a beginning investor, what am I looking for? How do I know if this is a brand I want to invest in? And quite honestly, it's going to be different for everybody. When we were investing in our first brands through Brain Trust Fund, we had a pipeline. We had a pipeline of brands. We met with the brands. We knew the founders. We analyzed the business, and we turned certain brands down. And part of that was gut, and part of that was data. So you're looking at the data to see, do I believe that this business will be in business in the next 5 years, 10 years, 12 years, whenever they're getting ready for their exit or for their major event? And then you also have to think, is this a brand that I believe in? For every brand that I have invested in, all 12, I have tested them. I have tried them. I believe in them. I'm an evangelist for them. And so you have to have that personal conviction mixed with the data, like I shared. So Mr. Fred Collins, who has been in the industry for years with all of the big brands, Coty, L'Oreal, doing all of these things, working even with mid-sized and small brands, like I said, invested in over 20 businesses of his own. He's going to help us break down and analyze the business. What should you be looking for in a P&L? Well, that's what you're going to learn. What should you be thinking about in terms of cash on hand? What is EBITDA? All of these different things we are going to teach you, yes, so that you can decide to shop and invest. That's what we want. That's what we're inviting you to do. So literally on my first time going live, I'm so excited to invite you. You can be early. You can participate now. You can join us on the ground level, and we want to hear from you. So I finally get to say, make sure that you subscribe, Make sure that you leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. What are some brands that you love? Brands that you just love. You may not have thought about, like, am I investing? Am I doing this? But brands you love. We want to hear what you love, and we want you to join us. So this is Test and Invest, where you don't just discover brands, you shop the brands, and you get to invest alongside of us. So I can't wait to hear from you. Make sure that you subscribe, and we will be back soon with our first founder so that you can learn more and you can get involved. Make sure that you subscribe to Test Invest today.